Dexter and Miguel Prado reunite in the graveyard shift.
Mi amigo.
What I thought was actually so refreshing about this scene between Dexter and Miguel, there was no animosity, even though Dexter did, in fact, kill Miguel's little brother, and the other brother, which is still alive to this day, I presume. He kind of messed up his life to a degree, but it turned out Miguel was the bad one out of the Prado brothers. But you know what, man? Miguel would have had every reason to be vindictive towards Dexter, but he wasn't. And you know what? These two actually had a great bromance. It flourished and it floured throughout season three, and it's a shame towards the end, obviously, the whole situation with Ellen Wolf kind of spiraled out of control, and Miguel took killing to a whole new level where people weren't meeting the code. But you know what, man? The more I look back on season three and the more I look at Miguel Prado, it's like I do genuinely believe that Ellen Wolf is aware of what she's doing. She's complicit. She is fine getting paid. We're getting literal criminals off with their crimes. And yeah, she's not killing people, but she's enabling killers and rapists to do the horrible things that they do. So I totally understand Miguel's need and also belief that she should be killed, but obviously back then Dexter did follow the code a little bit more precisely than he might do now, moving into like the later seasons of Dexter and the prequels that have, well, not the prequels, but the sequels that have came with it. But all in all, season three, looking back on it, Miguel definitely carried it alongside Dexter because let's be real about things, folks. The Skinner is an absolutely awful character, and their bromance, Dexter and Miguel's, is one of the highlights of the franchise for me. Really, really enjoyed it, despite the fact that it was pretty short lived, in all honesty.
But when you tried to be normal, people who didn't deserve it found themselves equally as dead.
And who could Miguel possibly be talking about? Well, there's a whole list, man. Rita, Deborah, Dokes, LaGuardia, and many more. But let's see that graveyard scene in action.
Yours is a lonely path, my friend.
I mean, let's just take these four deaths and look at them and actually discuss like how responsible Dexter is. So we'll start in chronological order then, shall we? So let's look at Dokes, right? Dokes is on to Dexter for being a serial killer. Jesus Christ, Dexter, you're the Bay Harbor Butcher. Dexter could have just gave himself up, could have let himself get arrested, albeit the series would have, it wouldn't really have worked with Dexter getting arrested that early and being revealed as the Bay Harbor Butcher. But let's just say he did. Well, Dokes would still be alive and he'd probably be a lieutenant or even further up the food chain in Miami PD. Obviously, Dexter chains him up. One thing leads to another. Lila kills him. So Dexter, a lot to blame for Dokes. Moving on to the next death chronologically, it was Rita. He married Rita, had plenty of attempts to kill Trinity before Trinity killed Rita. That's on Dexter's hands. Maria LaGuardia, right? Bunch of sloppy mistakes that lead Maria to Dexter's front door. And then Deborah shoots LaGuardia. Did Dexter really think that Deborah wasn't going to shoot him and shoot LaGuardia? I'm not too sure. Maybe he was willing to meet his maker there. But definitely to blame for Maria's death. And as for Deb, well, I mean, I wouldn't say it's the one that he is most responsible for, but he had Oliver Saxon on that table, ready to kill him, but decides to do the right thing for fucking once in his life and give one of these killers to the police. And of course, what happens? Guy gets free due to Deputy Marshal Kozik, as we'd know him here on Fog Entertainment, and Deborah gets shot in the process. And I haven't even we've only reviewed one episode of season 8 because I had to rush through to get caught up for Resurrection, and still can't believe Deborah's dead. It's weird, but anyway, Miguel Prado, what a man.